But are we capable of solving it? Are we capable of facing it? That kind of strength and stamina comes when you use proper mind. And discipline, and finally comes the creativity and planning. So with this, we'll continue. What are the distractions? I think Parvesh Sharma spoke some of the distractions. Each one's life will have different distractions. Some may be addicted to the phone. Some may be addicted to blah blah blah. Say that, no? Unnecessary talking. Or some may be addicted to cricket, whatever it is. So these are some of the distractions. Now there are a little more dangerous or difficult distractions. They are more serious, where we get into anxiety, anger, unwanted fight. These are the more difficult or more dangerous distractions. On the top of it, there is more dangerous distractions when you get into habits like alcoholism, drugs, or smoking. These are the distractions, very, very difficult to come back. Once you get into that, it's very difficult coming back. So these are distractions where today's younger generation are facing or finding difficult to come out of it. Now, we are all students. What is the purpose of coming to college? Huh? Yes? Louder, no problem. Speak. Studies, correct? So, if you want to study, you have to be focused. Unless you are focused, very difficult to study. Focus and concentration. These are the key factors for our studies. Now, for this purpose, today's discussion will talk few points. How many of you have tried pouring oil into the jar at home? The parents would have told. And you keep the jar, look the other, pour it, what happens? Correct? Or putting the thread into the needle's eye. It requires a lot of concentration and focus. Similarly, in our life also, we need to have a focus, concentration. You should focus, like now in the beginning I said, set your objective. Now in the course of discussion, we'll talk about what is objective, how to set an objective, how it should be there. Prasadeshwar Krsna will talk more about that. But when that objective is set, if you are not focused, you will not be able to reach that. So that's why now today, you as a student, your focus is study. What's the focus? I should get, say, 100% in all subjects. That should be a target. Correct? How many of you are target? How many of you are target of, I want to get 100% in all subjects? Yes, somebody in the back. Very nice. But those people should not be in the back, should be front benches. So, yes, that should be a target. You should always target high. If your target for 100, you may get 90, 95. If it's target for 60, can you get 90? No. So your focus should be that high. So similarly, when you want to do anything, unless you focus, you cannot do it. Another example could be those working in a welding machine or where it requires more concentration. If you are not focused, what happens? You'll cut yourself. Correct? So similarly, in your life, you should be focused, whatever you're doing. If you're doing one thing, focus one thing. So, or another example, how many of you heard about Arjuna? Yeah. So, who was his guru? Wow, wonderful, you're all Pandits. So, one day, Dronacharya asked all the Pandavas and Kauravas, and he kept a bird, of wooden bird, kept on the tree and told them to shoot. And he asked each one of them, what you can see? In the somebody said, I can see stars. Somebody said, I can see trees. Huh? Somebody said that. Okay, so, but what did Arjuna say? Yes, I can see eye of the bird. So that means you are so focused, you are so concentrated his target. Because you are so focused on his target, he could become a great archer. So similarly, in your life, whatever target you have kept, if you are not focused, you may not be able to achieve that. That's why you should be very, very focused and concentrate on your target. So, how many of you know about Bhagavad Gita? Okay, let me ask this. How many of you don't know about Bhagavad Gita? Be interactive, please. And also, one more thing I wanted to tell you. During the session, if you have any questions, please note down. Or if the question is relevant to this topic what we are discussing, you can raise your hand, I can answer. Or note down at the end, each session will have a 10 minutes break for a question answer. I'll try to answer, or Parvesh Sharma will answer the questions. So please be interactive. Now, how many of you don't know about Bhagavad Gita? Some said yes, some said silent. So what does it mean? Know or don't know? Huh? Okay, can I tell a story? Once in a village, the villagers went to a sage. Asked the sage, please come and address us. So village people arranged gathering like this, big podium. The sage came and sat, asked the question, how many of you believe in God? Everybody raised a hand. Naturally, because they came to hear from the sage about the God. So how can they say no? Now what the sage said now? If you all believe in God, what's the point of talking to you? I'm going. He left. Now villagers again gathered. They said, this time we'll make a plan. So sage came again. He asked the same question. How many believe in God? Nobody raised hand. He said, if you don't know anything, don't believe in God, what's the point of talking to you? I'm going. Okay. Now, third time, the villagers again called the sage. He asked the same question. You know what this villagers did? Half the people raised a hand, half the people did not raise a hand. Now, what sage said? Those who raised hand, speak to them, I'm going. So, when I asked how many of you know about Bhagavad Gita, only few raised. How many don't know about Bhagavad Gita? Nobody raised hand. So now I don't know who will speak to whom, I don't know. So should I go? Yeah? Okay. So, how many of you heard about Bhagavad Gita? At least raise your hand now. Heard about Bhagavad Gita? Okay. So, Bhagavad Gita is spoken by Lord in the field of Kurukshetra war to Arjuna. When Arjuna had a difficult situation, Arjuna was seeing his guru, his teacher, and Pitamaha Bhishma, and all relatives. He had to kill them. He was saying, how can I do this? That's the time Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita. Now, similarly, there is another scripture called Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is about Krishna. This Bhagavad Gita is spoken by Krishna. Bhagavatam is spoken about Krishna by the sages. So in the Bhagavatam, there's a sloka saying, Tasmad ekena manasa bhagavan satutai patihi shrotavyasya kirtatavyasya dhyayehe pujya nityada. Therefore, with one point of attention, one should constantly hear about, glorify, remember and worship the personality of God who is protector of devotee. So why I am bringing this topic, he says one point of attention. That is the topic for us today. Focus. Even Bhagavatam say that we should be one point of attention. And what they should do? We should hear. Now, what we should hear, you as students, you should hear from your professors. and you should understand what is speaking with that one point attention. In the regular classes, how many of you make notes? How many of you make notes? At least, generally rule is that school we carry bag, PUC one book, and college no book. Because we become big. No, actually we should have notes. Because our memory is so improving day by day. Correct? How many of you agree that our memory is improving day by day? Yes? No? Your memory is improving or becoming less? Huh? Improving. Wow, wonderful. So, who said that? You said? No, don't worry. Who said that? Please raise your hand. Don't hesitate. Don't worry. I'll not do anything. So, but our Shastra says that memory is not improving. Memory is reducing. Prayena alpayusha kalo ilidanaha manda sumanda mathayo manda bhagya vipadratha says every day our memory is reducing. In olden days, Guru will speak, students will hear. That's it. They will remember throughout. They will not forget. Today, if I ask you, what did the professor told yesterday, how many of you can repeat whatever he said? Or 1% of what he said? Very difficult, because memory is so bad. That's why carry a notebook, write down Shravana, Manana. Shravana, Patana, Manana. Hear, understand, then meditate on it. Then your focus will be clear. Otherwise, if you want to get 100%, it will become difficult. So that's why he says that you should be one-pointed attention. So whatever objective you set, you should be one-pointed attention. Then talks about, I gave example of sunlight. In the hot summer also, if you keep a paper on the terrace, will it burn? No. But if you keep what is that called, magnifying glass, it can burn. Correct? So what is that magnifying glass doing? It is bringing a focus. There's so much energy, it bringing focus to one particular place, it burns. Similarly, our brain has got so much power, so much energy. If you bring that to one particular point, it can do wonders. So this is exactly what to do. You have to set your goal, focus on it, bring complete energy on that, see how the change you can bring. You will be able to make wonders in your life. What are the distractions? Whatever you see, get distracted. Whatever you hear, you get distracted. Correct? How many have heard about Vishwamitra? Wonderful. Vishwamitra did meditation for 10,000 years. One-pointed attention. But he just heard Menaka's ankle bell. He left everything. The point is that even that sage find it difficult to attention. So then you may ask, what is our fate? So that's why you have to be extra careful. We should be very, very careful. Because what we hear or what we see will get distracted us. So the world is full of distractions. When you get out of the college, you see so many things. We can see big billboard, new movie released, or some music, you get attracted, will distract you. And tomorrow's exam, for example, and today we see a new film released. What happens? Would you like to go there or go home? Huh? Choice is yours. So the distraction will help to take you out of the... Now, actually we wanted to do this game. Are you doing online? No. We thought we will do some online activity, but internet is not there. Now, If the professor is talking, all the children are having a mobile, what will happen? Will they be focused? No? So similarly, in our life also, how many of us in your house, father is one room, mother is one room, brother is one room, sister in one room, each one is phone? How many are there? I mean, be honest. I know what's happening in my house. Don't worry. This is the reality today. Parveen Sharmaji spoke about that. So distractions are there. It's not that, we cannot reject the fact. It's a fact. Let's accept it and see how we can come out of it. The distractions are always, especially the gadgets. This is the most dangerous. How many of you do fasting? Huh? Okay. So you do fasting from eating, right? That's called fasting. Now, for one day, if I tell you to fast from mobile, will you be able to do it? Huh? Yes, sir? Wonderful. So that is the most attached. You take anything else, but if you take my mobile, I can't stay for a minute. So much attached. So that's why the most distracting fact we should keep away. That's a topic we'll discuss more onto that later. Now, when you talk about distractions, what is the science behind it? There are certain facts. Now, generally, if I ask you, who are you? Can I get one volunteer? Anybody who is there? Anyone? Otherwise, I'll have to call somebody. Anyone, please. Just come up, no problem. Don't do it. Anyone? Yeah? Okay. The boy there, come. You second. Yes. Come here. Just for it. Don't do it. I'm not going to do anything. Just come for me. Don't do it. Or who else? You want to come? Just come forward. Okay, you come. Come here. Yes. Don't worry. What's your name? Kushal Kumar. Who is he? Huh? Don't do that. So, touch your head, touch your eyes, touch your nose, touch your body. Who are you? You are a boy. Now, question is that you touch your head, touch your eyes, touch your body. Correct? So, you touch your head, your eyes, your body. Then who are you? You are not this body. That's the logic. Okay? And what message I am trying to give is that I say this is my hand, my head, my eyes, but I am not this body. Correct? Now, if somebody died, what do we say? He has passed away. What is passed away? The body is there. The passed away is that? The soul. So that is the topic. Because we are connected with this body, we are connected with the senses, that's why it is distracting us. Now, how many bodies you have? How many bodies you have? Anybody want to answer? You have your body. Now, if I say you have 3 bodies, will you agree? You have your gross body. This is called gross body. You have your subtle body. Your mind, intelligence and ego. They call it subtle body. And on the top of it, you have a spiritual body. So these are 3 bodies each one of us got. So what that body does and what the mind does. Soul is the top, the mind next to that. The mind creates the desires and the storehouse of the desire. and the body executes. When you talk about the desires, that's a story. There was a very, very intelligent boy. So he was praying to God, and one day God appeared. God asked, "My dear boy, what do you want?" You know what boy asked? He said, "My Lord, I want to sit simply, let others do their work and pay money to me." How many want that kind of job? How many of you want that job? Others do the work and they pay you money. Anybody want that kind of job? No? Easy, no? Others will do the job, you get the money. Everybody understand English? Yeah? ಯಾರಿಗಾದರೂ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತಿದ್ದಾರಾ? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗದವರು? ಓಕೆ? ಸೊ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಇಂಥ ಕೆಲಸ ಬೇಕು? ಬಾಕಿದ್ದವರು ಅವ್ರ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ನಿಮಗೆ ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಎಸ್? ಬೇಡ? You want to work? Okay, good. So, God said, "Tathastu." So, others will do the job and they'll pay you money. You simply sit. Now, can you guess what the job you got? Huh? Somebody said that Sulabha Sochalaya in charge. You will sit outside, everybody will go inside, do their work, clean, come back and give money. So your desires also should be careful. When you go desire in front of the Lord, Lord will fulfill your desire. Because if you try to cheat him, he is a greater cheater. So be very careful. So your mind desires and body executes. So desires coming from the mind. And the senses are trying to instigate the mind to get those desires. Now what happens? Because of senses, we get into bad habits, various bad habits. Sometimes I can say bad or habits, for example. It can be good for somebody, it can be bad for somebody. But what is that impacts in your life? Suppose you want to build your career as a CA or CFO or MBA, whatever. These are the habits will distract your mind or distract your job. Overheating or sleeping, unwanted sleeps or too much sleeping, or alcoholism or smoking or illicit connections or anger, frustration. All these things will get you distractions. Now take the example of your elephant. The strongest animal. The same elephant, if you train it properly, see that? What it does? It blesses everybody. And see this side? It does nice painting. Same elephant. Because it's trained properly. If not trained, what it does? So similarly, your mind, if you're focused, if you're trained properly, you can do wonders like this. If not, you will get distracted. So it's up to you what you want to become. Set your target and work for it. Now, in case of difficulties in your life, or in case of the girl is facing the strong wind, similarly in our life also, so many strong winds will come, difficulties will come. So that's a time you should know how to face it or how to come out of it. Now, what Bhagavad Gita talks about this? Arjuna had a similar situation. Arjuna had to kill his own relatives. And Krishna says, no, you have to focus. He says, Krishna says, you focus and do your duty of fighting. Mama Smarana Yudhaya says, you remember me, do your duty, fight. But Arjuna says, Chanchala hi mana Krishna paramati balavatraha tasyaham nigdham manye vayu ivasudhiskraham. The mind is restless, turbulent, obstinate and very strong. For Krishna to subdue it, I think is more difficult than controlling the wind. Who is saying this? Arjuna, the strongest warrior, who is holding Gandiva. He is saying, I can't control my mind, but I can control the wind, like in the previous screen you saw, right? He has got Gandiva. With the Gandiva, you can stop the wind, but I can't control the mind. So, for this, Krishna answers. The next verse, Krishna says, Shri Bhagavan Vacha Asamsheha Mahabaho Manodanikhram Achalam Abhyasena Sukamteya Vairagya Chadhaya. Lord Krishna said, mighty armed son of Kunti, it is undoubtedly very difficult to curb the restless mind, but it is possible by suitable practice and detachment. It is possible to control the mind, provided you focus. Provided you focus and concentrate. Like we saw the elephant, train the mind, bring it focus. It can be wonder, it can do nice painting, it can bless. But if you don't do it, it will be like the elephant who distracts. So similarly, we have to create that focus in our life. Bring the focus in our life. When we have more attentive and more focused, then our life will be more streamlined. There are so many distractions, emotions, so many things will come in your life, especially different age groups. There are so many distractions. It can be gadgets, it can be other friends, or movies, various distractions will come. These are the emotions that will come in your life. This is where your intelligence should come in place. Intelligence should control your mind. So this is the point we will discuss a little more later. Now, question is that how we can keep a disciplined mind, avoid distraction. So you have to identify the distracting factors. Maybe we'll do small activity on this later. Identify what is the distracting factor in your life. Each one will have different things. Take a pen and paper, write down. What are the distracting factors in your life? And identify, see whether I can avoid this. Because this is for your good, not anybody else. You know, one of the sages says we should be selfish. How many want to be selfish? 2, 3, 4. So when you say selfish, what does it mean? Does not mean that I should harm others. Selfish means I should do something for myself. Now, sorry. Kushal said, I am not this body. I am the spirit soul. So when I am not this body, I am the soul. I have to do something for myself. Who is soul? That is selfishness. So here I have to keep those distractions which will distract me, the soul, from my real objective. That keep away as much as possible. And break the tasks in pieces. Now, in the beginning I told you to keep an objective for next 5 years. For example, some of you would have written, say, I want to become a chartered accountant or become MBA or CFO of the company, whatever. Now, can you become CFO tomorrow? It takes time. You have to complete become MBAs. So, you break it down. Okay? 5 years I want to become CFO. Next 3 years, what I should do? 2 years, what should I do? 1 year, 6 months, 1 month, and today. Break into chunks. So, achieve a target today. Today, yes, I have to do this. I have to study this. Next semester, I have to score this. Next final exam, I have to score this. This is how you break your targets. Break in chunks and achieve it. Then prioritize your work. We will talk about, how many have heard 4 quadrant theory? Would have heard, right? Important and urgent. Correct? Heard about it? The certain activities are important and urgent. For example, tomorrow is exam. Today, if somebody friends calls, come let's go to movie. Is it important? No. But somebody says, your mother is sick. Is it urgent? Correct, no? So, it's important, urgent also. But at the same time, certain tasks may not be urgent. So, you have to put your activity in this 4 quadrant. You can see in the right hand side corner, which is important for you and which is urgent. Like going to movie may not be important today. Yes, maybe important later. A certain activity could be urgent today. So put your activity in those 4 quadrants. See what is that you can do today. So prioritize based on that. If your target is today, prioritize it, work for it. Then do not spend too much time on unwanted talking. Because talking is the most easiest thing. Correct? I can come and speak nicely and go. But who is going to practice? That's why Acharya says, the Acharya saying, Achar, Prachar. What I speak, I should do practice. So similarly, it's talking like, how many of you seen frogs in the field croaking? Correct, no? So what that does, by croaking, is actually inviting a snake. Come on, eat me. Similarly, while talking, you should be very, very careful. Because talking is like a bullet from the gun. Once given, you cannot take it back. You should be very, very careful. Think twice, think 100 times. The words you utter should be more effective than, even if your friend, if you beat him, he may forget. But the words you spoke, he will not forget, he or she will not forget. That's why you should be very careful. And delegate. So don't delegate your studies, but you can delegate certain things. For example, if some of your friends are very good in studies, go and request them to teach you something. Take the help. Taking help is nothing wrong with it. So that's a way you can prioritize it and avoid from distractions, make your target easy and achieve faster. I was talking about you are not the body, you are the soul. So this body has got soul inside, and it's got intelligence, and it's got mind and the 5 senses. So if this can be compared to a chariot with the 5 horses: eyes, nose, ears, tongue, and skin. The 5 senses are like a horse. They keep running. How many of you seen the horse tied with the, what that called? Huh? The horse they tie, what that called? Kannada? Lagama. Kanni kattaralla? Side. The cover the side. Why? Otherwise, the horse will run here and there. So whatever, you understand, right? So if that is not there, while riding on the horse, if horse sees some grass, it will go that side. So that's why the focus is kept here. So it has to focus. Similarly, your eyes has to be focused on your target. Your senses has to be controlled. Controlled by whom? By the rings, the rope. So your mind is that rings. The mind has to control your senses. Otherwise your eye says, whatever I see, I want. Whatever ears want hear, I want. Tongue says, yes, that's very delicious, I want to eat it. So this is how the senses runs. So that's where the mind comes in. Now mind is also chanchala. Mind is also distracting. That's where the intelligence comes. Buddhi. Buddhi says, no my dear mind, that's not good for you. Please don't go there, come back. Now on the top of it, the soul says, yes, you are my intelligence, you are work as per my instructions. So your intelligence has to use for my benefit. That's why I said you should be selfish. Means I should do something for myself, the soul. This is how you have to control your senses with the mind and intelligence that can bring focus in your life. How many of you have seen the tortoise? Yeah? What it does if it touch? Immediately covers himself. It brings his senses inside. Correct? It covers because there is very nice protection. Yes. So why it does? Because he wants to protect himself. Similarly, our senses are so dangerous. So immediately you bring back the senses. Like this tortoise covers. The other side, how the person is get attracted with so many senses, so many sense objects. So it has to bring back. You have to bring back your senses, cover it with the intelligence, the mind. So our mind is like a microprocessor. I was telling that it has got so much power. It can process, unlimited number of things at a time. Sitting here, you may be thinking so many things at this stage. Like today, scientists have found maybe supercomputers. But who is the brain behind that computer? Human mind only. Correct? Today they went to so many planets. But who are the main behind? The human brain. So the human brain is like there's so much processes. It has got so much power. So that comes from here. If you see this left-hand side corner, your thought. Start thinking about it. There is a conscious mind, subconscious mind. How many of you heard of the subconscious mind? Yeah? So your subconscious mind is so powerful. You train your subconscious mind. Tell your subconscious mind, yes, this is my target. This is what I want to be. Your subconscious mind will work. And thought process becomes to words. And you would have seen some of the young children, young age, ask them. They are very clear what they want to be. Because their thought process is very clear. Similarly, your thought should convert into words. Words convert into action. That action becomes habits. That habits becomes a character. That becomes a destiny. You practice and see. This is not a kind of a simply theory. It's a practice and a science. You see that. Daily focus and tell your mind, yes, this is my target. Slowly that thought becomes action, action becomes habit, and habit becomes your destiny. So whatever target you get, start thinking about it. Similarly, for example, somebody wants to build a house. He imagines that, correct? He imagines my house should be like this, there should be so many rooms like this. Then he goes to architect. He shares his idea. Architect makes a plan. Then goes to contractor who builds house. Similarly, your goal, next 5 years, 10 years, what do you want to become? Your thought process has to be clear and focused. When you're focused, your thought process works into words, actions, habits, character, and finally your destiny. We spoke about the body, your soul. What happens to the body? Birth, death, and again birth, death. This cycle goes, boy becomes old, old becomes dead body, then comes back. So this cycle is going on. So from this cycle, if you want to come out of it, only way to get the next life is to understand what is my distracting factors. So keep good and uplifting association, and you can easily say no to bad habits. So there could be various bad habits. Maybe what I say bad may not be bad for you. Each one will have a different definition of bad. But what point I am trying to drive is that understand your distracting factors. You are the best judge. But identify it, which is distracting, because if your goal is clear, your target is clear, what do you want to achieve? Whatever not supporting to that, keep away from that. Distracting factors, keep away from that. And with this one slide, we'll take a break for meditation. So, this is a very well-known theory called half theory. First thing is that hearing is the most difficult thing. Now itself, when I speak, I don't know how many of you will be hearing. Each one may be thinking that so many things. That's natural. And when we hear also, people will hear selectively. If I like something, I'll hear only that. Others I'll not hear. That's a human tendency. But as a student, you hear 100%. Because if you want to score 100%, you have to hear 100% your professors. Otherwise, you will not be able to score. Even miss 1 point, you're gone. I'll tell one story. One very intelligent student, like you, maybe become student. After the exam, he comes out very joyfully, saying that all the 4 questions are answered correctly. I get 100%. So everyone looked at him and laughed. You were shocked. Why are you laughing? He said 4 questions. There was 5 questions. 5? Where is that? I saw only 4. The question paper, there was a backside, one more question. He didn't even see that. But he saw only 4. He wrote nicely. He was so joyful. But there was one more question. So the point is that if you are not here properly, the instructions, what the professor told, there are 5 questions, all the 5 questions has to answer. He didn't hear that. So he missed it. Even though you know the answer, he could not answer. So similarly in your life, the instruction has to be heard properly and fully present, and especially lecturers and teachers. And when you truly hear, at the beginning the change. Your change happens from that when you hear. Then absorb. When you hear properly, you'll be able to absorb. From the ears, it should go into your heart. Then that meditation should start. Then reflect on that. That knowledge should sink inside your heart. So whatever question comes from that topic, you should be able to answer. So professors, also those who set the question paper, they will not give you straightforward questions. They'll keep some twist in that. So if you are 100% attentive, you'll be able to focus on that. Then it does this connection with the life right now, and then absorb, then apply. Then action on that. When that action, even the small step in that action will make change. And finally, pray. Because whatever I do without Lord's mercy, I may not be able to succeed. The example of this boy. He could answer all the 5, but he didn't see the 5th question itself. So otherwise he could have got 100%, but he didn't see that. So that's where the Lord's mercy comes in. Now, how many believe in God? Wonderful. How many don't believe in God? If anybody, it's okay, no problem. Nothing wrong in that. So, there was a person who was kind of an atheist. So he came to a barber shop, the haircut. He came and told this barber that there is no God. So, that discussion happened. So the barber said, whatever he knows, he started speaking. Then, after some time, this person, the barber, went to that person and said that, okay, so the story is other way, sorry. So, this devotee went to the barber. The person believing God went to the barber, and that discussion, the barber, the person cutting the hair, said there's no God. That's how the story goes. So, barber was saying that God doesn't exist. So the person finished his hair cutting business, came out. He saw a beggar on the street, sleeping on the corner, without shave, without haircut for so many years. Now a thought process came into the mind of this person, the devotee. He came running back to the barber and said, "My dear sir, there is no barber in the city. There is no hair cutting salon in the city." Then that barber said, "No, I'm here, no, my shop is here." Then why that person lying there without haircut? He said, you didn't come to me. Similarly, God is there. You didn't go to God. So similarly, we have to pray because our effort and Lord's mercy has to go hand in hand. That's why Krishna says to Arjuna, Mama Smarana Yuddhaya. You do your duty, your fight, but think about me. Like your exams also. You study well. Do 100% effort. But exam time, if you forget, what happens? How much marks you get? So that's why Krishna says, he says, Sarvasya chaham vidisannivisto matha smriti jnana vapohanam. He says, I'm the one giving you the intelligence, I'm the one giving you the memory, I'm the one giving you the forgetfulness also. So he is the one who will make you forget also. So that's why the prayer comes into place. So this is how you can bring your focus, bring your attention. With this, we'll take a break now for meditation. Or before that, any questions, any comments? Please raise your hand. Yes, can somebody give the mic there? Others also, please be ready with your questions. Please tell your name and then ask questions. Ili. Question clear, yes.
Namaste, sir. Namaste. Myself, B.S. Pati Manaswini. My question is that in today's generation, these distractions are known as trends. If we don't follow that, they start judging us. How do you say that, sir?
Distraction known as?
They consider it as a trend, sir.
Trend.
When you don't follow that trend, people start judging you or they give comments that she's not according to this generation or the other.
He's out of fashion. Correct, no? He's not good for this team. But what is your target? What is your goal? Others' judgment is your target or your goal is your target? That's the decision you have to make.
But most of the times we get influenced by that, sir.
Yes, agree.
Just to avoid all those judgments.
So this is the one question I'm going to answer later. There is a topic for the next session we're going to discuss on that. How do we keep away from that? We're going to discuss on that. But I totally agree. Point is well taken. Society, our peers, influence, they kind of, more than influence, they force you. It's not just influence, they force you. So that's where we need to take action. In the next session, we'll discuss on that. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Anyone? Yes, somebody there.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
I'm Jasmita. My question is, can you share a time when you faced distraction and how you overcame it?
Wonderful. Don't put me in front of others. Yeah. So, I'm also a human being. I'm also gone through like you. It's not that I'm coming from the sky. Yes, they're all gone through it. So, distractions are there. Everyday distractions are there. The point is that when you have set your goal, we keep away distractions. Again, many times I try that whenever distraction, I go to my seniors, ask, yes, this one I'm going to face, can you please help me? So they guide me, no, don't do this, come here, don't go there. So that helps. That helped me also. But in your case also, yes, that's what helped you. So I practice that whenever there is this, quite a lot. And my wife also many times scolds me. Hope you understand.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaste, sir.
Namaste.
My name is Tejaswini. I am from BCom, D section. Sir, can multitasking and focus go hand in hand?
Multitasking and?
Focus.
Yes, why not? I'll share later our ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada's day, how we used to do the days. Yes, because brain has got so much power. We can do multitasking at a time. But whatever you're doing, you should be focused.
Sir, can we focus on?
Yes, we can. Multitask means you do certain things, divide chunks, delegate or do some things, and next focus on next thing. So you have to do such a way that you are planning. So as a topic we want to discuss today, you have to be very planned also. You cannot just think 100 things. People say daydreaming. That cannot happen. You have to be very, very focused, but at the same time, you should be target oriented.
Thank you.
Yes, possible.
ನಮಸ್ತೆ ಸರ್, ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ಸಿಂಚನ ಅಂತ. ಸರ್, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಲೈಫಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಫೋಕಸ್ಡ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಅನಿಸ್ತು, ಮತ್ತೆ ನೀವು ಪರ್ಸನಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಯಾವ ಮೆಥಡ್ಸ್ನ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಸರ್?
ಸೊ ನನಗೆ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಬೆಳಗಿನ ಜಾವ ಒಂದು 4:15 6 ಗಂಟೆ 7 ಗಂಟೆ ಈ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನಂದು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಫೋಕಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ನನ್ನ ಮೆಡಿಟೇಷನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಅಥವಾ ನಾವು ಮಂತ್ರ ಮೆಡಿಟೇಷನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. Everyone understand Kannada? If it doesn't understand, please raise your hand. I can answer in English also. So morning time is the best time to focus, because when I am focused on morning, my mind is completely controlled. Then throughout the day becomes easy for me. ನಾನು ಬೆಳಗಿನ ಜಾವ ನಂದು ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ನಂದು ಮೆಡಿಟೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದರೆ ನನ್ನ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆ ದಿವಸ ನನಗೆ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ವಿ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ದಟ್ the early morning time, we call Brahma Muhurta, means before sunrise, 90 minutes before sunrise. That's the time you 100% focus your mind. Your mind has to be completely trained to be attentive. Your studies, whatever you do, try to do. Today's generation, I know, they'll be studying maybe up to midnight, 12 o'clock, early morning, 1 o'clock. But get up at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Actually, that's not the scientific way of doing it. Our Shastras talks about early to bed, early to rise. So that's what I practice. Whenever there is a distraction in my life, I will chant mantra, which brings back to me into the mind focus.
Thank you, sir.
Anyone? Yes.
Namaste, sir.
Namaste.
Sir, thank you for your valuable words. Sir, is it realistic to completely avoid social media, or should we learn to manage it instead?
Wonderful question. You cannot fast from social media nowadays. Just now somebody said it's become part of your life. Now, for example, many of our studies is coming through online only. So how can you keep away from that? So that's why our founder Srila Prabhupada says, utility is a principle. Use it. You should use a phone. Phone should not use you. That's the difference, really. Today what happens that phone is using you. Phone is dictating you. Instead of that, you should dictate what phone should do. You should use social media, but social media should not dictate you. That's the difference, right? That's where the distraction avoids. So you should focus whatever required for your studies or required, otherwise keep away. So maybe one way of limit yourself screen time in a day, say 10 minutes only browsing. After that, keep away and focus on studies. That's where our next topic we discuss, your smart goal setting. That's where we discuss more into that. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. Last question, then we'll get into the meditation session. How many would like to sleep now? How many like to sleep now? No? Okay. Ravi Sharma will make you sleep now.
Namaste, sir.
Namaste.
I am Manikanta Shetty. I wanted to ask that there is a misconception between modernization and westernization. Can you distinguish between what is modernization and westernization? Because people think they are same, but the concepts are really different.
If you know the difference, you can tell me.
Sir, even it's little difficult for me to distinguish between them. So I'm asking you.
So maybe it's not directly connected to today's topic. So my response could be that Western means anything coming to westernization. Modern is something, is scientific development, whatever could be that. That's my response. But we are not bothered whether it's Western or modern. What you should be bothered is what is important for you. That's the difference. Even if it's modern, you can take it. If in Western also is useful, you can take it. That's another topic I'll talk about later, crow and swan philosophy. So if it's useful for you, like Western technology, useful, take it. Modern technology, useful, you take it. But if it's distracting, avoid it. So that's where your intelligence comes. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
So we'll stop here. We'll get into the meditation now. Then we'll have last one more question and answer session. Okay? I invite Prasadeshwar Krsna, please.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words and for sharing your valuable insight with us. Now, it's a time to do our meditation. Let's call Parmesh Sharma sir on the stage.
Thank you very much. And I also thank Prasadeshwar Prabhu for such an insightful presentation and a wonderful discussion. Well, before we start this meditation, I would like to create some background for the meditation, and the background was very much given by Prabhuji himself. I take you to this slide, so this one slide. See, we may talk a lot on mind control. We may talk a lot on creating that balance. We may talk a lot on, avoiding distractions. But it will not have any impact until and unless we reach to the root of it, that why we are distracted. So the root has to be addressed. And the root cause of every distraction in life is given in Bhagavad Gita. Here, as the example was already clarified by Prabhuji, so that person, that's you, the soul, the passenger, right? So you are, that's your identity. Now, this driver is your intelligence. These ropes are your mind, and these horses are your body, your five senses, right? So when you understand that you are your body, that is again a problem, right? So your body will create a lot of distractions, and your body will not let you be focused. When you understand that, okay, I am not this body, I am my emotions, I am my desire, I am my ambition, right? This is what I want to do, this is what I need. So when you talk about your needs and desires, that's your mind, that's also not you. For example, when you see somebody, and the moment, the first thing that pops up in your mind is, it's such a disgusting person, I don't like it. Right? Or, oh, what crap is he speaking? Right? Or something like this, maybe, I just can't bear the sight of this person. Now, when you identify that I can't bear the sight of this person, that's the problem. Because no, the soul, you are the soul, you have nothing to do with that person liking you or you liking him or her, nothing. That's your mind dictating you. So first thing, what you have to do is you have to take a step back from every good and bad thought, and you have to understand that this is what my mind is saying me. This is not what I am thinking. Sometimes even in front of, a very respectable personality, right? And you may think something about them. A relationship where you're supposed to be very respectful, but you may have another thought process, right? Or you may speculate something, right? Now what happens is that speculation, that imagination is not you, first thing. You have to understand that, okay, this thing came in my mind, but I am not my mind, first thing, right? And then, this will happen only when you have strong intelligence, as Prabhuji has said. That strong intelligence activity was also addressed in the PPT, right? How to make your intelligence strong. A small example for the day, because it's a lifelong practice and it can't be done in just 2 hours of this session. It's a lifelong practice. But Only one activity was given, how to make that intelligence strong. Intelligence strong means how to make the driver strong. So as long as your driver is strong, you're still safe. If your driver is also not strong, then you are not safe. So I'm taking you back to that activity which exactly addressed this point of intelligence. And let us see, yes, this one. Oh, what happened? Yeah, that's all. That's all. No, this is not. I want this one. Yeah. So you see here these four quadrants, right? Quadrant 1, 2, 3, and 4. Urgent and important, not urgent but important, urgent but not important, not urgent and not important. This is a small activity how to train our intelligence. Because once if intelligence is trained, then mind will automatically be trained, and mind is the worst enemy, and mind is the only thing each one of us should research on. Each one of us should be a scientist. Each one of us should have that research aptitude within us to observe our mind constantly, to think about it. Why this thing popped up in my mind? Okay, what is the root cause of it? What do I really want? The same practice goes into this thing. Now I give you an example and you can give answer in the chorus. Okay, you don't have to raise your hands and answer it. So there is this student, he is in the final year. Okay, he has his 6th semester, right? 3-year program. He has his 6th semester. In the 6th sem, today on 11th of July, right? Tomorrow he has an exam which he had a backlog. You understand what's backlog? Okay, so backlog is very normal, right? Backlogs, how many of you think it's normal? It's a very normal, it's a part of a student's life, right? Backlogs, failures and everything. So this is very normal. Now he has a backlog which he has to attend tomorrow, right? Also, he has an exam in the same day in the evening shift of the current semester. One semester exam is the backlog exam, right? Which he has to attend. Then the same semester's exam also. I don't know what is the current scene in the colleges. In our times it used to be like this. If I have a backlog in semester 3, then I can appear for it in semester 5. This is how it is now? Yeah, so suppose he has an exam for semester 3 and 5 on the same day, and on the same day, his very close friend is coming to meet him, right? On the same day, a very heartfelt friend who has a deep bond is coming to meet him or her, right? The third thing. And the fourth thing, find that both of them, they have to attend a ceremony. Now, you tell me which, I will name you the action and you tell me which quadrant will it fall into. Action number 1, preparing for the backlog. It falls in? Just say quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3. Quadrant 1, preparing for the backlog falls in quadrant 1, urgent and important. Okay, preparing for the current semester. It falls in quadrant 1 or quadrant 2? It intersects both the quadrants, right? It falls in both quadrant 1 and quadrant 2. Now, the third activity, meeting that very close friend. Okay, quadrant 3. So one of you said meeting the friend is quadrant 3 means it's very urgent, but it's not important. That's what you said, right? So meeting that friend is very urgent, but not important. What I would say is meeting that friend is not urgent, but important. It falls in quadrant 2. Right? Because that can be planned. That meeting can be planned. You can either instruct your friend or you can convey the message to them that I'm busy today, tomorrow I have an exam. Can we plan it some other time, or can we plan some other outing instead of attending this ceremony, or instead of having a night out tonight, right? Can we do something else? So this can be planned. It falls in quadrant 2. But this one that urgent and important is the exams, right? He has to attend. Meeting a friend is important but not urgent. And now, attending the ceremony, where does it fall? Where does it fall? It falls, it falls in the 4th one. It's not even urgent, it's not even important, right? And what happens in all those activities, sometimes these kind of activities, not urgent and not important, which should be eliminated, right? Or which should be compromised with, these take a lot of our energies, and that is why we end up losing our time and we don't even realize that we are getting many backlogs every other time. Now, backlogs in life also we get because of this tendency of the 4th quadrant. Suppose on the same day his friend is coming, he has exams, and he starts watching Netflix. To get that cheap dopamine. You understand what's cheap dopamine, right? To get that immediate pleasure. So this immediate pleasure kills us. So this 4th quadrant is the biggest enemy. Now this immediate pleasure will only go away if your soul has some pleasure. If your soul is happy, if you are satisfied, if you are happy in your life, so if your soul is happy, then you will not go for immediate pleasures every other time. Or you will be able to compromise with immediate pleasures if your soul is happy. Right? This is what we people who practice religion, who practice meditation, who read Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, this is what we believe and this is what our lifestyle is. I mean, it may sound very old school or very regimental to all of you, but this is how we train ourselves, that we try to make our souls happy. And once our soul is happy, then it guides our intelligence. And when our intelligence is proper and planned, then it controls our mind. Otherwise, mind will control us and it may create a havoc. And then our senses will be controlled. Our senses will be controlled even if I am with a person, right, whom I may, want to gossip about, whom I may want to talk something which is not urgent, not important. But if I have my intelligence very strong, but my mind wants to talk about those things which are not urgent, not important, but if my intelligence is strong and I have this strong control power that no, this thing is neither important, not urgent, and at this time I should avoid it. So let me just get back to it. Or let me not get back to it and let me get away from it. Then this intelligence will drive my life. And this intelligence, what we believe is, it gets strong by praying, by prayers, right? By mantras, by silent meditation, right? Or by waking up in the Brahma Murta, as Prabhuji said, right? So a lot of these things are at the level of soul, and soul is not what these hands are, what these legs are, what these hair are. Even if you take medicine, it will only have an impact on your body. A very recent study claimed that all these psychologists, psychiatrists, those who give antidepressants, these antidepressants, they don't act at the level of your mind. They don't actually, curb the tension. They don't actually make you relax. But they act in a way that slowly you get suicidal tendencies. And most of these people who were on antidepressants, they became suicidal and they actually ended up committing suicide. Why a person on antidepressants commits suicide? One of the examples is also this actor in lockdown, Sushant Singh Rajput. He was also on antidepressants. So this study, why people on antidepressants, they end up committing suicide, because the medicines, they act on your body, right? And no scientist, the science has not evolved much to the level of mind also. Science has not reached to the level of mind. Science has only reached to the level of senses. It can only cure your externals, your pimple, right? Your dark circles, or your grey hair, or your liver failure, or your kidney. Science has still not been able to control your mind. And what to speak of intelligence and soul? Soul, the science doesn't understand even. The so-called science of 5 objects. What is that? Earth, water, fire, ether. What are the 5 objects? Earth, water, fire, earth, water, fire, ether, yeah, space and air, yeah, air. So these 5 objects, science deals with only them. Science has not reached to intelligence or soul, and that is why, we need religion. That is why we need God. And that is why we need, something which is beyond these 5 realities. Because at the end of the day, we are all souls. And to realize this, you may take a lifetime to realize this, that we are all souls. But at least you can start by believing. So to realize this, we may take a lot of time, but we can start with a leap of faith. So let's take a leap of faith in this session today, and let us do kirtan. Okay? So in a very relaxed way, it's time to relax now. Just close your eyes and chant on these vibrations, this mantra. The meaning of the mantra I will share with you. The meaning of the mantra is that, oh my dear Lord, please use my life in a way it can be used the best. Oh my dear Lord, oh my dear Krishna, oh my dear Ram, please use my life in your service. Right? In the way you deem it best. Close your eyes. Could you please close your eyes? I request, even if you don't want to, please try to close your eyes. Even if you can't, try. And just concentrate on the music. On the music, on the sounds that you hear nearby you. Your whole concentration should be on that. Thank you very much. Can we stop it? Can we stop it? Stop. Okay, thank you so much. It was just a demo. I mean, it's just a demo. I mean, how you can immerse yourself in Kirtan, how you can surrender to God. Because the whole point of mind control is to be helpless. How Draupadi felt helpless in that, sabha, in that assembly of men when she was stripped naked. So in the same way, each one of us is getting stripped naked in this life. And so many things are taking our saris away. Our mind, our desires, our struggles, a toxic behavior of the people around us, right? And the toxicity in the atmosphere. From within and from without, we are all in that that blazing fire of struggle. So what we can do is whole and soul. We can pray earnestly to the Lord. It's not sectarian. It's not even religious. No matter which religion you practice, Islam or Christianity, right, or Sikhism, every religion has emphasis on the sound vibrations. Every religion asks you to sit silently, wind up from everything, and every religion asks you to sit with yourself and dedicate that time to Lord. And every religion asks you to surrender to God and helplessly call out that, my dear Lord, I am not able to control my mind. My dear Lord, I am not able to do anything to control with my mind. All I can do is I can just hand over my ropes, the ropes of my mind to you. You be the driver of my chariot, drive my soul, fine, and lead me into a good life. Thank you very much. If you have any one question, I can take. If you have any one question of what I spoke, you may agree, disagree, or you have anything else, or you have a different take on it, or you have a different take on religion, or different take on Mahamantra or anything. Okay. Thank you so much. So, Prabhuji will take your questions. Okay. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Now, let me move over the session to Prasadeshwar Krsna sir.
Welcome back. You are bored? No. Now, we discussed about what are the distractions, how do we bring your mind, and what is the focus. Now, what are that will give you the input into your mind which distracts? What are source of those distractions? One is kind of books you read. Nowadays, how many of you have habit of reading books? Very rare. Very rare. Out of 600, maybe 10, 15. We are more of seeing, not reading. Correct? So actually, that is not the right way to do it. We should go back to our books. Reading books will help. Reading books will give the right knowledge. And again, what kind of books you read? Right books, which gives you the knowledge, which helps you to reach your target. So now again, coming back to focus. Your focus is to, now in the beginning I said, write your, after 5 years, what you want to be. You want to be CFO of a company, that's your target. Read books or connected to that. And what movies you watch, they are influencing. What kind of music you hear, and more importantly, with whom you are associated. One of a girl asked, this become a peer pressure now. They will drag you, even if you're not interested. If you're not going with them, you are outcasted. You are good for nothing. That kind of image they create. But you have to decide what is your mind. My target is this. Is this friend circle helping me to reach that? Yes, B. If no, away. Because that's where your target will achieve. Bhagavad Krishna says, Vivasatmaka buddhir ekena kurunandana bhaushakhahi anantasya buddhayo avyayasayam. Those who are in this path are resolute in purpose. Their aim is one, beloved child of Guru. The intelligence of those who are resolute in many branches. He says, their purpose, resolution is one. Their focus is one. Like the initial where Dronacharya asked the bird, Arjuna could see only the eye of the bird. So he was so focused. Otherwise, you may miss the target. That's why Krishna is telling Arjuna, be focused. Similarly, in our life, if your target is this, you have to focus on that. How many of you have heard this philosophy, ego philosophy? Garbage in, garbage out. What mind you give, mind throws out. From the mango, can you take lemon juice? How many of you can take? Can you? From lemon, can you take orange juice? No. Similarly, what I give in my mind, that's only comes out. What I speak, what I hear, what I see, that's what I act. So that's why the previous 4 things, the books, movie, music, and friends. That's what helps me to, that's where they are going inside. That's what will come out. If you throw out your semester, you go to some movie, the exam, can you write the exam? Maybe some exception will be there. But it's not possible for everybody. So you have to daily, you have to feed your brain the right things. That will come out. So for that, we talk about triple S philosophy, triple S kind of a tactic. Start from the bad habits. It's very difficult to start, right? We talk about fasting. Fasting from a mobile. Once a week, fasting. Not from the food, from the social media and mobile. Keep or give your phone to your mother or father. Today I am not going to touch. How many of you ready to do that? Yes? Those on the other side, they are busy talking. Please. Haribol, there. Please don't talk. There, the front benchers, please. Focus here. You have to talk about the focus, you focus here. So you have to start from the bad habits. Bad habits you have to keep away. So that's the first thing. And supplement with the good habits. So when you start, you need to give something good. You cannot keep empty. So start from the bad habits and supplement with the good habits. So that's how we can do. And finally, stay away from the tempting environment. Because if you know that this environment is going to distract, don't go there. Because once you go there, you will be tempted, you will be distracted. So this is where intelligence comes. Parvesh Prabhu mentioned about intelligence. Use your intelligence. Right thing. Is this situation will help me? Is this situation will help me to reach my target? That's where help. So this triple S philosophy, start from bad habits, supplement with the good habits, and stay away from the such association. So to achieve this, your goal has to be clear. Next slide we will talk about how to set the goal. The goal has to be a milestone, step by step. For example, now you are final year semester become students. You cannot set a goal that tomorrow I want to become MBA. Not possible, right? It has to go step by step. So you have to set your goal step by step. This semester, 6th semester, then next masters, whatever. So your step by step goal has to be set and should be very, very clear. Clear in your mind, clear in a paper. That's why you write your goals. The next slide we'll talk more about. And connect with the role models. Suppose you have a target, so you become a CFO of the company. Take a role model for that. Great CFOs, great personalities, great CEOs, whom you imitate. Take them a role model and associate with that kind of a people who are the similar goal setters, similar goal people. Associate with them. Then your thought process, your thinking process will go that direction. This requires a planning. How many of you plan your day? Morning? How many of you plan your day in the morning? There, the front benchers are still talking there. Please don't talk. Please pay attention. Okay. So, how many of you plan your day? Early morning, write down what you want to do, what study you want to do, what is the assignment today. This is how I should plan. Because your planning teaches your subconscious mind. Your mind works accordingly. What is the planning? Define clear, actionable goals. A goal can be for the day, goal can be for the week, goal can be for the month, goal can be for the semester, or for the year, or coming 3 years, 5 years. So that has to be clear. And then lay out a roadmap for that. Then anticipate challenges. That everything what you plan may not work. What is the plan B? What is the backup plan? What is the fallback? Write down, work for it. What is the benefit? Clarity in goals gives you the goal objective. Better time management. This is the most important. How many of you got 48 hours in a day? 48 hours in a day? Everybody got 24 hours in a day. So then how come somebody is able to achieve more, somebody not able to achieve? Everybody got equal time. So time management. Krishna says, Kalasmi, says, I am the Kala, I am the time. So you have to use your time, manage your time properly. Time is there. I'll talk about that, our founder Srila Prabhupada, how we manage time. You know, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, how his time is managed, how alert is he. You would have seen any of the speech, and I have not seen, he is reading from the speech. He spontaneously speaks because his thought process is very clear. He is very, very clear in what he is speaking, what he does, because he manages time properly. And he is focused, action, and consistent. What he speaks is consistent. And finally, the confidence level, direction gives that. So when you are planning your day, plan your activity, plan your actions, you will be focused and you will be direct and action oriented. Anybody heard about this smart way of setting a goal? Anybody heard? Yes or no? If you say no, no problem. Goal has to be smart. Of course, you have to be smart. That's next. But smart means first should be very, very specific. When you set a goal, it has to be specific. You cannot say that, I want to become something. No. Today's generation, if you ask, what do you want to become? I don't know. What do you want to do? I don't know. What you will do? I don't know. I mean, you see this, today's generation, many people say that. You cannot achieve anything with that. You should be very, very specific. What you want, very, very specific, your goal has to be. And then goal has to be measurable. Say, for example, after 1 month, this is my target. After a month, you should be able to go and check, did I do this? I cannot say that I want to do something. No, you have to be quantified. Suppose your target is next semester I want to get 90%. You have put 90%. Then the result comes, you should be able to check, did I get 90% or 89% or 95%? So you have to be measurable. Then it has to be achievable. You cannot set anything too simple at the same time too high. For example, you cannot say that now I want to become doctor. Doctor is a different, science stream is different. So it may not be achievable unless you go back and do the science stream. So it has to be achievable. At the same time, it should not be too high also. It should be within your boundary. And this should be relevant. Don't set irrelevant targets. So then it should be time bound. When you want to do it. So there are 5 questions asked. Why, what, where, which, and finally how. You put all this in one piece of paper. Your goal has to be clear. So initially what I said, write your objective. Now go back and rewrite it. What those who are written, go back and rewrite it, putting this into the matter. Next 5 years, what do you want? It should be very specific, should be measurable, and should be achievable, at the same time relevant and time bound. Go back and take your pen, paper or mobile, rewrite it. See you are able to make an understanding of what objective is there. Okay? I was talking about ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada's day. How he was managing a day. His day starts, can you imagine what time? 1:30 a.m. How many of us sleep at 1:30? So maybe wake up at 1:30 because they sleep after 1:30. So he wakes up to 1:30 and 1:30 to 3, that's the time he does his morning work and chanting japa, meditation, and write books. Night, he has written more than 85 books that 12 years time. He used to write that. Then morning 5 to 5:30, he'll attend the Mangalarati, the morning puja. Then he will attend washroom, things like that. And 6:30 to 7, morning walk. He used to do every day. He used to go for walk. The physical exercise was required because without physical exercise, Prabhuji, Parvesh Prabhu spoke about this body requires the stamina. Otherwise, soul cannot work. So body has to be maintained. So he used to go for morning walk, then again Guru Puja, then breakfast, then again daily oil massage, then afternoon some rest, then japa, then in the evening he will meet people, then evening night, so up to 9:30. So 9:30 to 1:30 is the time when he will sleep. How many hours? 12:30, 1:30, 2.5 to 3 hours. That's his sleep. But still, he was so energetic. At the age of 70, he was not young like us or like you. I'm not young. So, he was so active. He had traveled the 12 years time. He traveled all over the world 14 times. One day, morning in one country, afternoon another country, night maybe different country. That was some of the lifestyle for him. But still, he was so active. How many of you traveled to foreign country? Anybody? 5 hours, 6 hours flight. After coming back, we'll have a jet lag. We'll feel, especially if you go to Western country, that whole time change. Your mind is totally different. Whereas he used to travel from America to India, and very next moment he start working because his mind was fully focused. So this is what his day looked like. And now see what he has achieved. He has written more than 6,431 letters to his disciples. He wrote more than 70 books. You know, that's no small books. Bhagavad Gita has got 700 slokas. For each sloka, giving the word by meaning and translation and then purport. For us to read one Bhagavad Gita takes 2 years. He has written that book. Bhagavatam got 18,000 slokas. Yes, written meanings and purport. Chaitanya Charitamrita 24,000 slokas. Like that, he has written more than 70 books, more than 1,889 discourses, more than 20 albums, and more than 60 written volumes of authoritative translations, more than 100 temples, more than 10,000 disciples all over the world. This he could achieve within a gap of 12 years. How is that possible? Because he was focused, because his mind is fully on concentration. Now, the two things happens. Feed your mind, fence your mind. We spoke about distraction. You fence your mind from the distractions and feed the right things. So keep away the distractors and give the right things. Now we'll talk about those items what we can feed them. Feeding minds, choose uplifting, meaningful content, whether music or videos or books. Spend time around positive, focused people. Again, somebody was talking about they will outcast you, distract you. Yes, but that's why you choose the right friend circle, right group of people who will direct you right practice, and practice gratitude and read, listen, wisdom daily, whichever spiritual books that will help you. And fencing the mind, avoid overstimulating, distracting, toxic contents, limit screen timing. Plan your day, okay, in a day, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, because this is what you want. That's why your target is set. It's up to you, whether you want to achieve the target or not, it's up to you. So if you set a target, you do this. Set mental boundaries, when, where, how to use attention, and finally recognize not everything deserves your energy. Prabhuji spoke about urgent, important. Everything you cannot do it. You prioritize it and focus it. So next is that, how many of you are not hungry? I know, if I say yes, you guys sorry, give me 5-10 minutes, I'll not take. Is it okay? Yes? You said yes, right? 5-10 minutes will take. Okay, so association, with whom you associate with them, that is the first thing. Yeah? And that's why Srila Prabhupada says the ABCD. How many of you know ABCD? Everybody knows it. The first A stands for association, with whom you mix with, and next B stands for your books that you read. So always be association with the right group of people. Read right books like Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. And third important thing, C is standing for chanting. Somebody asked, when the distraction happens, what do you do? Yes, when you chant, especially the mantra given, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This simple mantra keep you attentive and focused. So maybe can I request all of you raise your hand? Both hands, please. And chant loudly, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. this simple mantra daily, morning time, try to chant. See how focused will be here. Whatever the target you kept, whatever your 5 years target, you will be focused, because two things happens here. One, your mind is tuned. Second, you are praying to the Lord. Multi-benefit it is. Your mind is controlled and you are praying to the Lord. Your Lord is also going to help you. So A stands for association, B stands for Bhagavad Gita books, C for chanting, and D for that what you eat. What you eat, what you are. Choose your right food. There are food can stimulate you. There are food become lazy. There are food make you, indigestion. So choose right food, especially the sattvic food, which help you to become more stimulative and more active. And finally, I will now do that activity. I know, you are waiting for clapping, not for this. Thank you for stopping. Okay, thank you for that. Any questions, please? No, sir. So hungry, yeah? Anyway, sorry for that. So, anybody, any questions? Yeah? No? So hungry. No problem. So, we'll continue next time. So thank you for your association, thank you for your attention timing. We also thank the college management for giving us the opportunity to do this. And more than all of you, thank you for your more attentive session here. So we'll see more time in the future times. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It is my honor. Girls, please sit for a few minutes.
One second, don't run. Yeah, please.
It is my honor to propose the vote of thanks on this wonderful occasion. First and foremost, I would like to express our gratitude to our resource person, Prasadeshwar Krsna sir. Thank you, sir. And another resource person, Prasadeshwar Krsna sir. Thank you, sir. I would like to thank our beloved principal, Dr. Shekhar H.S. sir, in his absence. Also, I would like to thank our IQSC coordinator, Professor Gitanjali ma'am. I thank all the head of the departments and faculty members and my dear friends. Thank you.
And anybody got any questions? We are here. Those who not very hungry want to come and talk, we are here. And also the flyer given talking about our programs in RNS. Those who did not collect, please collect on the way. And volunteer who can come. Yes, those who want to discuss, we are available. Please come, let's talk. Hare Krishna.